I think I finally understand why people get super depressed in their car and collapse over their steering wheel like that. Driving has been a massive insecurity of mine. And it's not like I couldn't drive or I sucked at driving, but I just didn't feel ready to take on that much responsibility of being on the streets. Like low key, I'm kind of a god driver. I'm not even joking. Like I took to it so naturally. It's just like Mario Kart but IRL. But I've always been driven around and I just got so used to that. And like most of the time I would even sit in the back. And only recently did I transition to sitting in the shotgun. And because of that, I was so used to just, taking a nap and not taking any of that responsibility. So that now when I'm all alone, sitting in my car driving, it really hits hard, man. It's like, when I'm alone here with my thoughts, I start questioning every little action I do, you know? And it's especially worse when I've made a mistake. And that's like all I can think about when I'm in the car now. When I'm confident, I honestly just drive like super smoothly. When other people are in the car with me, when we're just chilling, talking, I just don't even think about it. It's second nature and it's super easy. But when I'm here alone, that's when the insecurities start talking to me. Honestly, the skirt is shit. Driving is just a metaphor for my whole high school experience. A cause for so much of my apathy is probably my lack of confidence, and I have a tendency to stray for the norm, do this thing I like to call trailblaze. But when I invest so much time into something different that really can't be validated at all by other people, I feel like I'm barely insecure and unable to act. This has probably been the biggest challenge for me in high school. But to fully understand the story, we're gonna have to go back to the beginnings. So, begin high school. And I have this whole thing about being fresh, sheesh. And then, during that time, is also when like simping was like, that was the term of the year. And yeah, I would really just call out all my friends who were better at socializing and could actually talk to girls and call them simps. But in reality, I was just jealous that I could not simp at all. Then came my rise to awareness where, I started studying, I started trying new things, I started putting myself out there, learning how to simp myself. But then, after I became, confident and able to portray myself a little bit more and socialize, I found a lot deeper insecurities on the inside. So, even though I could portray myself as a person of confidence, I was on the inside really just unsure and insecure about, my grades, popularity, and friends, my athletic performance, and importantly, film. Which brings me back to today, where even though I feel such a passion of emotions every time I create film, and I try to push the boundaries of what I can create, I always feel a hit of fear or insecurity. That perhaps what I find is super impressive, the boundaries I'm pushing are just children's play. Honestly, like, most of my videos are like very depressing or whatever, but I think it's just because it's usually an emotion a lot easier to be conveyed, or I guess more commonly conveyed. Like, when you think about it, like when you're crying in like kindergarten or whatever, that's like frustration, anger, whatever, sadness. And then you kind of need to learn to put that into words so other people know what's going on, right? But the opposite is really true for like emotions that we really should be sharing more, like happiness, right? You never really learn or have to tell people what's going on in your mind when you're happy. You're just happy. But as much as it may seem that my life is like depressing or whatever, it's not. There's a lot I'm really happy about. Sometimes it really feels like I take the wrong lessons away from these experiences. Like I can be so tunnel vision on this one way to assess my success, and with it, that one criterion also defines how I interact with others, how I think others will perceive me, which is just flawed because one, I don't and I shouldn't and I don't care about what other people think about me. And two, that's just a terrible way to motivate yourself and completely missing the point as to why I even do these things in the first place. Honestly, a lot of times I start to obsess over perfection and improvement and just this constant need to drive myself, grind farther and get better, right? Honestly, maybe that's not me. I feel like as long as I'm being authentic, as long as I'm doing stuff I'm passionate about and I love, I shouldn't have to push myself to go down this drain of just constantly needing to one-up myself. And really, as insecure as I can be, I can find a little safety knowing that I can just produce without expecting anything, knowing that my art, while it's not perfect, it's me. That gives really a truer representation and definition of what the human experience is like, because we're not just machines who are constantly perfect. There's going to be rough times, ups and downs, but what we have is a constant fascination and a passion for things like this. So I think as long as I'm producing art, as long as I keep expressing myself and doing this, I'll be happy. I won't have to chase after perfection or constant improvement.